As a man, if you ever been on a dating app, I wouldn't deal with you strictly because you're a loser. When I think of men who go on dating apps, I only think of one or two men. Either a man who can't get women in real life, and that's the reason why he on there, or a old nasty perverted man who ain't got no sexual discipline and he just be going on there to find women to have sex with. But neither one of them is a good option. To me, dating apps is rock bottom. Like, you go to dating apps when you at rock bottom. And if you that down bad, I don't want nothing to do with you, right? If you've reached that level of being down bad in dating to the point that you had to hit rock bottom and get on a dating app, yeah, you're a loser. You're a loser.
Are you serious?
Right? Life will never get that bad. I never want nobody bad enough to end up on no dating app. That's rock bottom. And I know you might be like, what about the women that use dating apps? Do you think that they losers too? I actually give women grace, and I'm going to tell you why I give them grace. Because women don't approach men most of the time. So if women are not getting approached by men when they go out, then the only option, if they looking for somebody, is to go on a dating app. Now, that's not to say I would ever do it, but I could understand why a woman would use one.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
And I know that there's been some success stories from dating apps. There's always an exception to the rule, but that doesn't change the rule. Most of the time when y'all get on here and tell these bad story times, they always start off with y'all met somebody on a dating app. And we already know where that's going. And that's because, I'm sorry, your best of the best people, your most desirable people, ain't gonna be found on no dating app.
This is the most idiotic statement I've ever heard in my life. So if a man is on a dating app, it's because he's a loser. But women who can literally just walk outside wearing pajamas with their hair in a freaking bonnet, they can literally just say, hey, you want to go have sex? And the man pretty much will say, yeah. Any man, 99.9% of men would probably say yes to any woman walking out the street with no makeup, dressed in pajamas, whatever. She can just get sex from at least 10 men. Just any man she walks down the street she sees, she asks like, hey, you want to go on a date or have sex? They pretty much will say yeah. A man can't do that. And on top of that, y'all supposedly don't want man to talk to y'all in public. Remember, y'all wanted man to stop talking to y'all and like trying to holler at y'all, catcalling, and all that shit. In a grocery store, in public, anywhere. Gas station, at shopping. But a man going on a dating app, which is made for that specific reason, that's the whole purpose of a dating app. It's women who want to date and men who want to date. They're letting it be known that's the reason that's why they're there, is to meet other people versus just being out in the wild and doing that and talking to women and bothering them or whatever. But men are losers for being on a dating app. But women who can get men and sex way more than men can, they don't even have to be like the top tier of the women. They don't even have to have game. All they have to say is, hey, let's go. Most men will say yes or go with them, right? So what does that say about women being on dating apps if they have to resort to being on a dating app? They have their pick of the litter that they could get just in society. You know what I'm saying? Just in general. They don't even have to be fine. They could be like a mid, a 3, 4, 5. But they're okay being on dating apps. So if they're, to me, it's like if they're on a dating app, that says more about women being losers, in my opinion, because it's not even that hard. It's not even that hard for women to get men or to get sex or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Now, maybe get in a relationship, that's a different thing. But just getting men, they literally have their inboxes filled. I'm talking about even just social media, not even just dating apps, but just social media. So, why are they on dating apps? To me, that says more about women that are on dating apps being losers, because they have such a hard time finding men in real life, or, you know what I'm saying, in the wild or whatever. But anyway, that's my opinion. But I think that's stupid. It's a reason for it being a dating app. That's a place where men and women make their intentions known that they want to date, or they are dating, or they are trying to meet someone. Anyway, whatever.
This is what it's like dating in your 30s, you guys. What really made me delete my Facebook dating app. I matched with this guy on Sunday. He was 33, had no kids, wasn't married, which is what I'm looking for. And we matched. We started talking on Sunday. Conversation's going really, really well. Monday, talking again, conversation's very well. So I gave him my number, told him to text me. We're texting all day Monday, and then Monday night he calls me. We have a 3-hour phone conversation, and we had a really good conversation. Our values aligned, what we wanted aligned. We both didn't have kids, but wanted kids. We both were never married, but wanted to get married. And then we set up a date for Thursday. We talk all day Tuesday, Wednesday. Mind you, he worked 16-hour shifts, but he was still very consistent with talking to me. No gaps in our conversations, still very very active, very attentive to me. Wednesday he mentions oh, I'm so excited to see you tomorrow, which was Thursday. And I say, yes, let me know the plans so that I can be ready. He says, okay, I'll let you know by tonight. We continue our conversation Wednesday. And then it was weird because at 9 p.m. he said, are you hungry? I said, no, I just ate. Plus I'm getting ready to go to sleep. Good night. Have a good night. He texts me back I'm home. Have a good night. The next morning I'm assuming I'm going to get one of 2 text messages from him. One saying, hey, can you be ready at this time for our date today? Or 2, what time can you be ready for our date today? He texts me, good morning, my beautiful. I say, good morning. He says, what are you doing? What do you mean, what am I doing? The fuck? I'm waiting for you to say something about our date. You're so excited to go on the fuck. So I'm pissed because I'm I'm not going to sit here and remind you that we have a date that you're so excited to go on. I'm not going to do that. So I say, I'm going grocery shopping. He says, I'm going to the gym. It's leg day. So I just decide not to respond to him. I decide not to respond to him. And all day I'm going back and forth between literally just being so are we not going to hang out today? Or leaving it alone, because I feel like you're a grown-ass man. You're 33 years old. You were so excited to see me. But when the day comes, I see you posting on Instagram that you're out hiking. You're out somewhere hiking and shit. So I'm okay, we're obviously not hanging out today, so I don't text him back. Like I say, all day I go back and forth between if I should text him, if I should contact him or not, and I'm no, I'm not going to do that, because I feel like men know what they're doing. But sometime between the day we made plans to today, you decided that you didn't want to hang out with me anymore. So I don't text him, I don't call him anything, and then I have him on Instagram, so I tell myself, if I don't hear from him by the end of the day, Thursday, because I was more than willing to have a conversation with him Thursday if he were to text me about the plans that we have, right? Don't hear from him. So this morning I wake up, I decide to call him. I'm you know what, I'll call him, I'll have a conversation with him. He doesn't answer. So then I unfriend him on Instagram. He's still following me, but I'm not following him. He's still watching my stories and stuff. But that's what truly made me delete my app, because honestly, I'm not gonna lie, the conversation with him went really, really well. And I was excited to meet him. Excited to hang out with him, excited to see where things were going to go, because like I said, we both did want the same things. We both wanted kids. We both wanted to be married before we had kids. We both wanted marriage, kids, all of the things that we wanted aligned. Like I said, I don't know what happened between the time that we were talking and made plans to the day that the plans came, but between those times, he just decided that he didn't want to see me anymore. I did my cousin, and I was I'm just tired of getting my hopes up, honestly. Like, I really am. And I talked to another friend of mine. He's like, it's his loss. Like, you're such a good, genuine person. And it does make me mad when people say things like this because they're like, oh, well, what do you expect? You met somebody on a dating app. And I always stop them and say, wait, because I'm a good, genuine person on a dating app. Like, you can't sit here and say that all people on the apps are, like, not good people. Because I will admit, like, 75% of the people on those apps probably shouldn't have been on their apps just from the pictures they post, what their bios were. Like, 75% of those people, yeah, they should not have been on the apps, you know? But the good 25% of people, like, yeah, like, you deserve to find love. You deserve to find your person. Like, you're being genuine. Like, you're putting in the work. Like, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And like I said, I really did get my hopes up. But I have to keep reminding myself that, like, I have no idea who this guy is. And I was talking to one of the girlies from the app, and I told her what happened. And she's like, yeah, like, you know, you possibly could have dodged a bullet, you know? And I have to keep reminding myself that too. And that's why I keep reminding myself, like, my husband would never. Like, if my husband would be so excited to see me, like, men are very intentional. Like, men will make it known if they like you or not. If they don't like you, like, you'll be confused like I am. Like, that man don't like me. Like, point blank period. Like, that man don't give a fuck about me, okay? When it's my time, it'll be my time. And I'm not doing any more apps. I'm really not. I'm tired. I hate it out here. I'm about to start crying. I really fucking hate it. Cause I'm just trying to be somebody's wife, the fuck. I know it'll happen when it's supposed to happen.
Emotional, damn it.
Ladies. Oh God, why do y'all play these games? Like, you know where you messed up? You said he called you, or I think texted you to ask what you were doing. Why lie and say you're going grocery shopping if that's not what you were doing? If you really felt like this was the guy and y'all values aligned and that was a possible husband marriage material and y'all both want to have the kids and all this stuff, all you had to say was nothing. I'm looking forward to our date tonight, or getting ready to see you later, or something, you know? Like, why even go through all of that unnecessary stuff? Because to me, and I'm not trying to excuse his part, but I'm just saying, like, that may have made him turned off. Because he probably was thinking, like, okay, going grocery shopping. Like, so you're not even thinking about our date, I guess. So apparently it doesn't matter. Or maybe maybe she changed her mind. So he's gonna be like, oh, okay, well, she's going grocery shopping. I'm just gonna go hiking then. And again, I'm not saying that's what he was thinking, I don't know. But I'm just putting myself in the mind of a man. Me personally, I would have just straight up said, oh, so are we still on for tonight? Or are we still going on a date? Blah, blah, blah. Like, both of y'all were playing games, but it's like, you kind of started it with that first lie. Because if you really were that into him and you really wanted to see him, put aside your ego and your pride and just say, oh, yeah, I'm just getting ready for the date tonight, or I'm looking forward to seeing you. Like, why even do that? Like, that was not even necessary. So it's like, then that snowballed into all this other stuff that you created in your mind, and all of this stuff that could have been totally avoided. You know what I'm saying? Ladies, y'all gotta stop playing the games, the mental games. I think y'all like just the drama just so y'all can have something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? All of that could have been avoided. And like you said, if that was your husband, he wouldn't have did that. If you were his future wife, you wouldn't have did that. You would have just been straight up and just straight to the point. Like, hey, I'm looking forward to seeing you tonight, or I'm getting ready for a date. You know what I'm saying? That would have been that simple. And you would have got your answer right then and there. Instead of going through all of those unnecessary emotions and a roller coaster ride, trying to read his mind and all of this stuff. It's like, stop playing the games. So yeah, I think that was kind of on you, but I'll say 60-40. He was 40% at fault. I would say you were 60. I would have gave it 50-50 if you wouldn't have said that one initial lie that you were going grocery shopping. Because again, to him, and again, I don't know like what the time frame was when he reached out to you. Like if it was later in the day, or if it was earlier, or if it was like a couple hours before that you guys were supposed to see each other. But like, why even say that? Just like threw off the whole day, like, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's just what I'm thinking about it. But I could be wrong. Who knows?
Hey baddie, today's video is going to be for the guys, so if you're not a guy, skedaddle. I'm kidding, stay, because of course there's going to be fantastic advice in this video. Okay, let's talk dating apps. Guys, how to be successful with your dating apps. How to be successful when pulling the gals through dating apps, okay? Why should you listen to me? I'm a gal, and most importantly, I'm a gal on dating apps right now. I know that there are many different dating apps with different forms of communication. Like for Hinge, you can reply to a photo or their prompt. Bumble, the girls message first. And Tinder, anyone can message first if you match. So let's just say if you have a match, okay? Make a comment on her least sexy pic, okay? I know you're gonna be like, what? She looks so good. There are already so many guys commenting on how good she looks. Be different and comment on probably like her silliest one if she has it, or something where she looks chill, or maybe she traveled somewhere and she's posted a picture of like her eating pizza in Italy. Comment on one of those photos. And also, if you're trying to pull a good looking gal, she knows she's good looking, so compliments are nice, but at first, just restrain from the looks. And I notice it when a guy makes a comment on like one of my funny prompts or one of my funnier photos. Like I like that more. I think that's more attractive. Like, he's being different, or like he doesn't just care about how good I look. Like that's important to us. Like other compliments than just how good we look. Of course, like yeah, tell us we look good, but at first with dating apps, comment on something else. Like comment on something else. I don't know, maybe she's an artist and she posted a picture of her like painting or reading a book. Like ask her what she was reading. So take like the least sexy pic, like I'm not gonna say the least pretty picture because obviously she's gorgeous, but just a picture where it's just like, you know, she's doing just like normal things, and comment on that.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Up next, you have a way higher chance of her replying if you reply to her prompts and her pictures with a question or with a sentence or words. Different dating apps have different settings. I realize that. For example, on Hinge, you can like somebody's photo or like somebody's prompt, and then they get a notification saying, oh, these are your likes. But you also have the option of making a comment on somebody's prompts or photos. You have way more success by making a comment compared to sending a rose or sending a like. I swear to God, current few guys I'm talking to right now, I am talking to them because they started with a question or a comment on one of my prompts or one of my photos. Yeah, I match with guys that send me likes, but it's like, ugh, where's the depth? Like, give me something to reply to. Give me something fun. Give me something to hook my attention right away. Playfulness is magnetic, right? I've told you guys this before. Just likes are boring. Just saying, hey, is boring. Just saying, hey, how's it going is boring. Yes, I know people have success with that, but be different. Comment on one of her photos. Say a funny pickup line. Like, just say something else. One guy slid into my DMs asking what my favorite karaoke song was, and I was like, this is so random. I love this. But yes, let me tell you, it's Girlfriend by Avril Lavigne. We started talking about that, but again, like, I love that. It's not boring, right? We have so many boring things in our life. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys is like, being an addictive person and like having Riz is like having playfulness and being fun and just being like light. You know, life is so serious all the time. It's really refreshing to have somebody who brings fun to your life, and that's what makes you magnetic, okay? Okay, so guys, you want to be caring, but not obsessive, okay? Some questions that work really well for me when a guy's sliding into my DMs. Oh, I have great news. And then I'm like, what? And then he's like, we have a date this Saturday at 7 p.m. at this place. That's really good. That is really good. Straight to the point. Let's make it happen. Let's meet, yada, yada. When a guy asks me, what was something really cool you did today? Love that. Because it could be anything. It could be like, oh, like I captured a spider. I don't know. I also slid into my DMs saying, you look so familiar. And then that left me curious, like, oh, dude, like where? Where do you know me from? Like, how do we know each other? Right? See how these questions are like entertaining? They're odd but entertaining. Us girls like that and appreciate that. Like, ugh. We don't want the boringness. The boring, it doesn't even matter how attractive you are. Like, honestly, I'm talking to this attractive guy right now, and he's boring me. He's boring me, and I'm talking to guys that really, you know, aren't that attractive to look at, but they're fun. Like, they're so fun to talk to, and I'm interested. That's the hook, okay? Attractiveness has very little to do with it. Of course, you have to take care of yourself, take care of your body, like move and eat well, eat healthy, take care of your mind, body, and soul. But I want you to know that your physical looks are not all that. I'm telling you right now.
Ah, you're teasing me. Naughty, naughty.
Okay, so guys, remember that even though you are very attracted to her, try not to comment on her looks. She already has so many guys sending her fire emojis, likes on Instagram. Even though you're obsessed with this baddie, keep it cool. Little compliments here and there. You can slide one in the conversation about how pretty she is, and then change the subject, okay? We don't need worshipping immediately, okay? So I hope this helps. You got this. Now go pull a baddie.
Get the fuck out of here. Man, oh my god. First of all, that sounds good in theory and all, but in reality, that shit is not going to work if she doesn't like you. If she's not attracted to you, none of that's going to work. It don't matter what you say. You can do it, all of those suggestions or whatever that she gave. None of that shit's going to work. If she's not feeling you, if she's not into you, it don't matter what you do. It's not going to work. That's the part she's not understanding. Oh my god. First of all, it is about looks. And I know she mentioned that it's not all about looks. Yes, it is. Stop lying. Stop lying. To a certain degree, I'll say maybe 2% is not. You know what I'm saying? 98 to 99% of the time it's going to be if you look like somebody she's attracted to. If it's not about looks, then it's about your money, like what you do, like if you have a good career, or if you like if you're visibly rich, like if she could tell from your profile, like looking at your pictures or whatever, like, oh, he has a good career, or he has money, huh? Like, say if you got like a nice car or cars or a nice house, or you got like a bunch of pictures where you're like taking trips all around the world, you know what I'm saying, like in nice hotels or eating nice fancy dinners. If you're just a regular Joe Schmo or a dude that's not that attractive, and on top of that you broke, or you don't even have to be broke, you could just be like typical earning guy, you know what I'm saying, in society, like making $40,000 to $50,000 or whatever a year.
You're broke! You're f***ing poor!
If it looks like you don't have anything going for yourself other than looks, again, none of that is going to work. I don't know why they tell it. Oh my god, I don't know. This advice is ridiculous. It sucks and it's delusional. And men have had so many experiences and tons of data. All you have to do is you can like do a poll to 1 million men in the world, and they are all going to say the same thing. Even with dudes, because like for example, I get some likes or whatever, or comments on Hinge or whatever, Tinder or whatever, right? Or even like OkCupid. If the girl is not my type, I'm not going to respond. I'm just going to hit the X. Like, you could call it shallow, but that's how most people are. Even, especially women. If you don't have nothing to offer the woman other than your looks going for you, it's not going to happen. You can say all of the clever whatever you want, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can comment on her prompts or her other pictures that's anything other than her being beautiful or her looks or whatever. None of that shit matters. All she's gonna do is look at it, and all of the other 1,000 other comments and likes that she has. If you don't look appealing, if you don't look appealing to her, whether looks wise or financially, she just gonna swipe or X you out. I'm sorry to tell you. So I don't know, man. Women, they give the terriblest or the most horrible advice when it comes to dating. Like, come on. No, it's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. Anyway, that's my time, man. It's your first time here, consider subscribing, liking, or sharing the video, and look out for videos that I'll be posting in the future. All right, peace.